Hi, my name is Barbara Pardini, and I am here today to talk about Umbria. I've been working in this fantastic destination for the last 12 years or so. I'm not from Umbria, I'm from Tuscany, so I know beauty. I was born and bred in Tuscany, but I discovered Umbria something like 20 years ago. And since then, every day, every time I go to Umbria, I find a new fantastic place to discover. Especially for those traveling with children, Umbria seems to provide them with the right destination. Umbria has a different rhythm. It is slow. It is nice. It provides good food, very nice, good food. And it also provides quality. And by quality, I mean quality in accommodation, quality in experiences, quality in services, and quality in the places where you go and visit. But above all, what I love about Umbria, being from Tuscany, is the authenticity. I love the fact that you go there and you still meet with little shops, with places where you go and buy a little piece of bread, a panino, a sandwich with some fantastic ham produced in Umbria. Salami in Umbria are a must. Once you're there, don't worry about having, uh, don't go there if you want to be on a diet, first of all. Never go there on a diet
No,
because
not
no,
anywhere in
no,
Italy.
and not anywhere in Italy, but Umbria is the right place to have great food. Very few people know that Umbria is also about truffles.
Right.
We do find truffles there, and now, which is October, is now the truffle hunting season. In Gubbio next weekend there will be the great, fantastic White Truffle Festival, which is a feast not only for the locals but for all the Italians going. Children here get really happy because it's not only about going there and having a piatto of tagliatelle, a plate of tagliatelle. It's going there and discover how to go truffle hunting with dogs.
And how long does that experience last for children? And,
Um,
what can they do after?
it's a walking experience, and it normally happens in the morning, and it may last between 1 and 2 hours. It depends on how well trained are the children to walk, or how well trained are the people to walk. But it's slow because the
Right.
dog stops, and sniffles, and stops, and barks a lot when he finds the truffles, and it's so engaging because it's not only the dog on one side and the people on the other. The dog interacts a lot with people.
Right.
In
I
the past,
remember, sorry, when I was in Umbria last time, I guess with you at Park Cappuccino, right?
you
Or
were,
Cappuccini,
yeah,
there was that experience, the
yeah,
truffle hunting experience. And
yeah.
and I thought going in, oh, they're just hunting for truffles. It can't be that much fun. But actually it was
No,
very engaging and it was a lot of
yeah,
fun. And I
yeah,
can see how kids would really like it.
yeah. And kids get, muddy, gets dirty, gets the chance to be in a close contact with nature. But this is just the first step of the truffle hunting experience. The second step will be taking the children and the family, or the guests and the clients, to our place, to Parco Tele Cappuccini, to make pasta. Because we teach people how to make pasta and to cook truffles. Now, I have to tell you something very
That
funny.
sounds delicious.
Yeah, I used to live in London, and once I took to London a white truffle. My landowners didn't have a clue about cooking it, and they fried it with butter.
No.
That was a disaster. So what we want to do is to teach people how to make use of the fantastic truffle they have just found. So the cooking class means to combine the truffles they have found themselves together with the dog and the cooking. So this is a family experience. This is a couple experience. It's a great experience if you are even if you travel on your own, because people, you create a sort of group atmosphere. In the past, I did this experience also with a pig. The pig
Mm,
was called Gino, and he was a very clever pig. But honestly speaking, I'd rather deal with dogs. I'm not
dogs.
so used to dealing with pigs. So,
Right,
uh,
but but I know that they have you can hunt with both the pigs and the dogs,
Yes,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
you perfectly can. And then, we think that children are fond of chocolate. I would say everybody's fond of chocolate, or at least I haven't met anybody who's not fond of chocolate yet. Maybe
Right.
tomorrow, but not so far. So Perugia is the country of the bacio perugina. The bacio in Italian means kiss. And the bacio perugina is a beautiful piece of chocolate with nuts inside. And it's not only the eating, it's the making that makes your stay in Umbria fantastic, because we can take you to the chocolate school or to the chocolate class and teach you how to make the bacio perugina. As
My
I
kids
tell
would
my
love that.
clients, yeah, as I tell my clients or as I tell my travel agents, the problem is that once you have learned to make them at home, you are dead because your diet will
Good
never
diet.
be respected. Yeah,
I know in Umbria there's Euro chocolate, and
yeah,
then there's a couple of other like the Umbria Jazz Festival.
yeah. Oh,
When I
yeah.
think of the Jazz Festival, I don't think of necessarily family friendly for kids, but maybe older kids who might be into music or maybe young adults.
Yeah.
Do you think there are any activities surrounded by the music and the wine and the food of that region
Uh,
too?
the Euro chocolate is for sure an event for everybody and for the children. Euro chocolate this year will take place in November, and there will
Mm.
be a sort of a week of fantastic chocolate experiences all over the place, all over Perugia. Talking about the jazz festival, it's really one of a kind. Um, it's mainly, I would say you're right, it's mainly for adults, but there are also some sessions for children. It
Oh, that's
depends
good
on
to
the
know.
education. It
Okay.
depends on the education. If they have been educated to listen to music, to play an instrument. Last year, we had a guest at Priori Secret Garden, which is another hotel I represent in Umbria, very young people who came from music schools. So it really depends on the education, on the upbringing, on the family itself. And like Priori Secret Garden has a fantastic apartment on top of the roof, because
Okay.
as a hotel, the hotel life is great, but maybe for a family, also an apartment life could be nice
Right.
enough. So families traveling all around Umbria may find fantastic accommodations for their children, for their family. Another great opportunity will be staying at Poggiovalle Country House, which is another altogether different formula. It's a farmhouse with two villages inside it, and
Oh,
or
and
more than
what town is that in? Is that in
the area is the area of if you're familiar with Città della Pieve, which is
okay,
nearby
yeah.
Tuscany. So we are there, close enough to Perugia, like 40 minutes, 40 to 50 minutes driving from Perugia. But that is the place for children, because we have a horse riding center. We have two different villages, I mean, hamlets
Wow,
inside the property. We have 23 apartments, a villa, a restaurant, a horse riding center. We provide children's experiences. We teach children to interact with animals, with
right, in
pets, with
nature.
cows, with horses. We have pets there. And there we breed our own cows. So the food there is literally from
Farm to table.
correct. And
Is that a
children love
seasonal
it.
place? Is that a
No,
seasonal? No,
no,
it's open
all
year
my
round.
hotels are open all year round. All the properties I
Okay,
represent are open all year round, because especially for the American market, for the, I would say the American market, and also for the European market as a
okay,
whole, I mean, uh, traveling season is anytime.
right.
Italians tend to travel in July and August. The rest of the world travel the rest of the
All the
year.
time, all
Yeah.
the time. Okay, so let's say this family, either with young kids or teens or tweens, they decide to pick Umbria and maybe for their next holiday. What would be a nice itinerary for first timers to Umbria? What do you think,
Okay.
like for 10 days to 2 weeks?
Okay. My suggestion will be Perugia, Assisi. Assisi is, honestly speaking, more for religious reasons.
Religious
But it
pilgrims,
has,
yes, yeah.
yeah, but it has such a fantastic history there. I mean, they can learn how Giotto painted a fantastic cathedral. So still lots to learn. So Perugia, Assisi, I'm 100% sure about Gubbio, because Gubbio, especially in May, Gubbio has a fantastic palio. People
Okay.
are familiar with the palio in Siena, which is run
Right.
by horses. The palio in Gubbio is run by people. Is run by a
What?
man. Yes, holding on the back of their shoulders very heavy piers. Each pier represents a saint, and the
Okay.
race has no winner. The winner is always Santubaldo, who is the second pain. But in the meantime, in the weekend before and after, and in the week during the Palio, the town is absolutely crazy. The
So,
Palio is run also by children. The
okay.
following week, there is the Palio of Children, and it's run by little children holding on the back of their shoulders little piers, and it's so fun. It is beautiful, fantastic
That sounds
experience.
really cute. I know Gubbio's a little hilly, so can you tell me about the course of that particular palio in
No,
Gubbio?
the Palio, oh, that's crazy. That's why it's crazy. The Palio starts from the top of the hill and it
Okay.
goes down. The race
Oh, so
goes
they
down
don't
like
make them go uphill. Okay, I can
they
imagine if
don't
they
go
want.
up, they go down. Yeah, they go
Okay.
down.
Okay, that's good to know. I know Gubbio also has that famous Christmas tree, right?
Oh,
Light.
yes.
Yeah.
We are lucky enough to be boasting the tallest Christmas tree on earth. It's been created every year on the side of a hill, and it's
Okay.
lit by the Pope from Rome. So
Really? I didn't know that part.
on
Okay.
December the 8th, the tree is lit by the Pope from Rome. Or in
Okay.
case the Pope is not available, but so far it has never happened, by someone else like a cardinal or an archbishop. So it is the official beginning of the Christmas festivities in Italy, because it's the Annunciazione. It's when December the 8th, we, sort of traditionally celebrate when the Holy Virgin was told she was going to have a baby, and that the baby was going to be Jesus Christ. So
Okay.
we start from that and we celebrate for a month of food, a month of spectacular cakes, talking about Umbrian cakes. They are completely different from any other cakes you can have in Tuscany, in Sicily, in Puglia, regions I love, where I work and love. But the Umbrian cakes are sort of more primitive, like they're
Okay. How so?
more authentic, more genuine. So no artificial ingredients are used there. And they're very, very high in calories, but absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
So, okay, so aside from Perugia, Assisi, and Gubbio, would you go to other towns like
Uh,
Spello or
I mean, talking about children, I
right?
would say places like Spoleto, like Norcia, like Spello, they are absolutely fantastic. But children there may not find enough activities to be entertained.
Okay.
But I would say if the children are happy to go biking, there are so many biking itineraries all around Umbria. Parco delle Cappuccini belongs to the luxury bike hotels chain. Okay,
Oh, I didn't
and
know there was a bike hotels chain.
yeah. There is
Okay,
a
that's good to
big,
know.
yeah, luxury bike hotels chain, which was founded some years ago. I think it was founded before COVID, and
Okay.
during COVID, it was developed, and now we can boast many itineraries, biking itineraries, which could be for beginners, trained people, very trained people, not trained enough. So Parco delle Cappuccini, for that reason, provides also e-bikes.
Okay.
So if you want to do that kind of experience, but you're not trained enough, you can use one of our e-bike. So you don't make too much
Yeah, you're
effort.
not too stressed out about some of the hills or rolling hills,
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
area. Yeah.
Of course, the wine experience seems not to be suitable for children, of course, for their fathers and mothers. But there is also the harvesting season. And the harvesting season is a season where children can be engaged. By harvesting, I mean grapes harvesting, but also olives harvesting.
Okay. When's olive harvesting season?
The olive season starts from, it depends on how much we have. This
Okay.
year we had so much sun that it started middle September. Middle September until I would say the end of October, early November, but still, again, it depends on the climate, on the weather conditions during the summer. The sunnier, the earlier.
Okay. No, that sounds like fun. So then maybe you go help harvest some either grapes or olives,
Yeah,
and then maybe have a
yeah,
picnic
yeah,
lunch or something like that. How
yeah.
about other outside activities or outdoor activities? Are there any like kayaking or paddle
Yes, yeah,
boarding?
yeah. You can do that because Umbria is full of water. We have a lot of water. We have the Lake Trasimeno, which is a
Right.
huge lake, and we have fantastic. I wouldn't call them rivers. I would call them streams,
Okay.
where the slope is so high that you can do a lot of high car. I mean, but I'm not sure this is for children because you really need to be very well trained for that.
Okay. That's good to know.
Mm,
Maybe if there's
yeah.
more professional kids who get trained or something like that.
Yeah, I would say that. And then there is also the blooming in Norcia. What is the blooming? Is when, I don't know if you're familiar with the fact that lentils are produced, the best lentils of Italy are produced in Umbria. Summer between I would say between July and end of August. Again, it depends on how much sun, how much rain. We have the blooming of lentils, which means kilometers and kilometers and kilometers of land covered with colors that go from yellow to red, from pink to
Mm,
brown, and it's really a fantastic time to come. This is one of the areas where we do the bike experiences, and
okay. Oh, that
also
must be amazing landscape then, right?
it is an absolutely amazing landscape, and it's also a place where you can go biking and doing photographic safaris.
That sounds like fun. How about okay, so let's talk about like artistic and photographic. How about kids who love art or adults who love art? I
Yeah,
know in certain areas pottery is popular, art and painting is popular. What kind of family-friendly activities can you think of?
I would say ceramics. You, I suppose you're familiar with the fact that we have the Ruta
Right. Yes.
porcelain. So
Yes.
in that area, in the Ruta and all the rest of the areas, even in Gubbio, we have a fantastic workshop where we take our clients and our children to learn how to make their own plate, their own jag. And the funny experience, the fun of the experience is in the fact that they will take it home.
Okay.
So
I
they
mean,
make,
I don't know if the people, the listeners are familiar with the ceramics in Umbria, but they're beautiful. Whenever you go
yeah,
to a store in the US and you see
yeah.
those painted jugs or painted plates, they're mostly from Umbria, I
Yeah,
believe, right? Yeah.
and the best ones, of course, they're not. It's not cheap to buy that
No,
kind of
no,
plate,
no.
but it's one of a kind, and it's a unique piece. Every now and then when I go to places to visit travel agents who have become now friends and have dinners in New York or in Los Angeles, which I will be doing in a couple of weeks, and when I am invited and I find on the table the Ruta ceramics or Gubbio ceramics, I am absolutely pleased. It means that the person or the owner of the house is really knowledgeable because of course, you cannot learn to make ceramics in a day, but you can be approached to the art of
Right.
producing it. And who knows, maybe one day you can become an artist.
No, I
So
think it's a very specific style of ceramics and
yeah,
the what they call it, majolica, right? So
Maiolica,
right,
Maiolica.
maiolica. So you can see it. So if you're listening, so it's very vibrant colors
Correct,
usually.
correct.
Yeah, and lots of
Yeah,
beautiful designs and
yeah.
paint. Are they just painted on and then
they
is
they
that
are
how it is?
painted on and then cooked in ovens. Like
Okay.
when we do the children's experience, the children paint or draw on their own jags. So, and then we cook them for them, and then they can
Right.
bring them home. So it's something that it was done by that child himself or herself on that specific date, and it's a sort of memory that will take with them forever.
Okay, so every time I talk on this podcast, I talk to people and I say how much I love wine. And the thing I like about Italy is that you can go wine tasting and you can find a agriturismo or somewhere where the kids can also do other
Yeah,
kid-friendly things, or the teens who don't drink, or
yeah,
people who don't drink, but you can find places like that. Do you have recommendations of it can either be places to stay or just like how Italy is very different to approaching wine tasting as more of a
yeah.
family thing versus like here in the States, if you go wine tasting, it's really just adult friend. It's just adults. You can't really bring your kids there.
You know, we are clever enough to understand that if the children are happy, the parents are
Yeah.
happy. So we want to make the children happy as well. So the
Right.
point is, in many agriturismos, which are farmhouses, you may find children's areas where the children can play safely, or pools. If it is in the summer, they can have a swim.
Mm, that's actually a very smart idea.
Yeah, like we do at Poggiovalle, and the pools at Poggiovalle are always guarded. So children are never left alone. So honestly speaking, the adults can really relax because in while they are entertaining themselves, sipping wines, understanding how to sip wine, how to combine, how to pair the wine with that piece of cheese instead of the other one, because cheese is another big
Right. No.
theme
Yes, it
in
is.
all. Children can be entertained. It's not everywhere you go that children may find, but if you book in advance and if you ask the right questions, and I think your podcast will provide your listeners, your spectators, the right information. If you ask before, you will get what you need. Talking about cheese, uh, cheese is something we could not live without. You have any kind of cheese in Umbria, from the most seasoned one to the freshest one. Umbria, like Tuscany, is not the place for Parmigiano Reggiano. We don't produce Parmigiano.
Right.
Only Emilia Romagna does it, and does it beautifully. We love it. In Umbria and in Tuscany, and Umbria is about pecorino cheese, is
Oh, that's
about
beautiful. That is,
it is, yeah,
I love
it
it.
is
Yeah.
beautiful, and it's about ricotta, it's about caciotta, which are very soft, creamy cheese, and they're
Okay.
very fresh. Like one of the experience we do with children and adults at Poggiovalle is the cheese making experience, meaning
Oh,
we teach to uh, to uh, sorry, I don't know the exact expression in English, but to milk, to milk the
okay.
cow.
Yeah, that makes,
So
yeah, to milk
yeah,
the
yeah.
cows. Yes, yes.
So we take our children to milk the cow, who is ready for them, and she's always very nice. I mean, very well behaved. She doesn't kick, and then they teach, because it seems easy to milk cows. It's not.
Right.
Yeah. So they
And
learn.
I've tried many years ago and it was horrible.
Yeah. So, and it's sort of, I mean, at the beginning, it's quite an uncanny experience, but then children get so easily in touch with nature that they do it naturally. And then with the same milk they have milked, they will make their own cheese. And they will bring their own cheese in their apartments at Poggiovalle or home if they want.
Wow,
Again,
so it's totally fresh cheese
completely
right
fresh
there.
cheese made by them with the technician and with the expert teaching them how to do it, when to do it, and how to do it to have the right results. I did it many times with children. I did many times with adults, with travel agents, and they were all impressed. And then you bring your own cheese at home, your own piece of cheese at home.
Yeah.
It's really nice, really nice.
That Barbara, you're such a wealth of knowledge. I mean, I think for people who don't know where Umbria is, you should definitely consider going to Umbria because there's so much to offer. I
Yeah,
think Tuscany obviously overshadows because you are closer to Tuscany. It
yeah.
depends on certain parts, right?
Yeah.
But Umbria, there's a lot of beautiful towns there. What are some other hidden spots maybe in Umbria that you would recommend?
Uh, Thinking about children, we mentioned Spoleto. Orvieto is fantastic, but
Oh yeah,
again,
it's a cute town.
Orvieto
Yeah.
is beautiful from an architectural point of view. It has so much to be seen. But I'm putting, my shoes into a child's shoes,
Hmm.
and not quite sure they would love that. So what I mentioned so far is what I would do if I were a couple of children or toddlers.
Right.
Italian people and Umbrian people are so friendly to children. We love children, naturally. We love children. So if you're traveling with a child, you don't have to worry about anything because you will always find someone happy to help you with a child. I had families staying with me at Porcotele Cappuccini or Priori Secret Garden having medical issues with children. No problem,
Mm,
we are there. I mean, the doctors are there, and they are most of our doctors in Italy now speak very good English.
yeah.
You as a family can feel safe, and this is another very important topic.
No, I think it is. It's safe and security, right? While traveling and not feeling as a parent stressed out about your child, getting lost or anything like that, or
Yeah,
getting sick while traveling, because that
yeah.
does happen. It does
It
happen.
does happen. We are
It
just
does
human
happen.
beings. A
Right.
child traveling may get, in contact with a virus, can develop
Right.
I don't know, a simple flu. Sometimes
Yeah.
a simple flu needs some doctors. So the idea of welcoming people, the idea of providing accommodation, from my point of view, is to provide a collection of services that will make the visitor feel at ease, feel at home. That's
That
my
sounds
point.
that sounds awesome. Um, Another activity sometimes I think that some people like to do together as a family is golf. So I don't know if you golf. I don't particularly golf. My parents love to golf, right?
Yeah.
I know families who love to golf.
There is a very nice golf set in Valle d'Assisi, and the
Okay.
place is called Valle d'Assisi Spa Resort, and it has also a golf course for children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Valle
Okay.
d'Assisi Spa Resort is the only place I know about in Italy that has a children's spa.
Okay. See, there you go,
Mm,
right? That's another
Yeah,
reason to go to So there's a
yeah.
children's spa.
Yeah, it has a children's spa with a little tiny toilet, with a little tiny pool. Everything is little tiny, and I mean, it's really amazing the things they've done there for children. And it's the place where there is a great big golf course. There is
Okay.
another one, but I'm not sure it's open yet. It was been renovated in the last couple of years, so I'm not sure about it being open or not. But if we will, you will know because it will be. I mean, they will spread the news.
They will spread the news. Okay, so golf, horseback riding,
Yeah,
water activities, truffle hunting, pasta making, olive oil press, wine
eating,
harvest,
eating.
eating, cheese making, chocolate make.
Yeah.
There's so many activities to do in Umbria. This is amazing, right? I think it's just incredible. I don't think people think about it and the itinerary. How about seasonality? Because of a lot of Americans, they're either it's their summer break, which can start anywhere from May to September,
Yeah.
or they have the Christmas season off, Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, which is late November. And then we here have this thing we call ski week in February.
Ah,
We don't really go skiing, we go to another country, or spring break, which happens around Easter.
yeah.
So Easter or Passover time. Of those times and when families sometimes have limited vacation time.
My biggest suggestions for an American traveling to Umbria would be avoid August,
Okay,
because August is meant for only those who can bear the heat. I mean, the heat will be all over Italy, unless
right.
you go to the Dolomites, which is
Yeah, up
another
north.
altogether different thing, and that will be the theme of another podcast because they have another fantastic property for you, another fantastic experience to live. But I would say May, June, April, September, October, April, March are very good. I would
Okay.
avoid August because August is really hot,
August is
really
really
hot.
hot. Are Italians also traveling to Umbria for Ferragosto, which is
Yeah.
that holiday too? Yeah.
They mainly go to places like Parco delle Cappuccini, where we have a huge spa. The biggest spa of
Ah,
Italy is there. So
okay.
they travel to these places. They want to relax because August is a very, very crowded time of the year for all the Italian beaches. For
Right.
those who do not want to be in such a crowded place, Umbria provides you with a place to slow down. So you go to Umbria in August, you go to Parco delle Cappuccini or to the other places because you want to slow down, but you look for a place with a gym, with a spa, and with the largest pool. Because in this way, you can really relax.
So
At
that's good
Parco
to know because then you gotta book in
Cappuccini,
advance, right?
yeah, and we do a lot, at Parco delle Cappuccini, we do a lot of dietary programs. So
Okay.
people come in August also to lose weight, which meant seem, you know, funny, but they do, and they do, and it's so nice to lose weight there because you eat with colors. You don't eat boring thing. Every
Yeah.
day your menu is full of colorful food, and it provides you really with a nice experience. We didn't have, or we haven't had so far, children needing to lose weight, thank God.
Yeah.
But in that case, we do provide special. We have a doctor. We have two doctors
Wow.
actually. So the person who go there, the people who go there to lose weight, they don't simply go there. They are
Right.
very much taken care of. So we start from the medical point, and then we go ahead. All massage. We do yoga. We do also yoga for children. I'm a
What, yoga for
yoga.
children? Wow.
Yeah, I am a practitioner. I love yoga. I've been
I've
doing
seen your
yoga.
flexible moves. I'm
Yeah,
very impressed.
and I am 60 years old.
Good for
So
you.
if I can do that, I think anybody can. So honestly, I don't want to waste too much of your spectators' time, but I think there is always a good reason for coming to Umbria. Always.
Okay, and on that note, I'm going to say thank you for listening to another episode of Riveting Trips with Jeanie Colclough. I'm your Condé Nast top travel specialist. I specialize in helping families travel and navigate the chaos that is family travel. So if you'd like to book with us, please contact us. All the contact information is below. Thank you again, Barbara, for coming on this episode, and I wish you the
Was
best.
my pleasure, and thank you all, and enjoy Umbria. We are there for you. Okay.
Ciao, ciao,
Bye.
everybody.
Ciao. Ciao. Ciao.
Sorry.